another episode of the Love Work Show. So it's Nicole Moore here. For those of you who do know me, welcome back. For those of you who don't, my name is Nicole Moore, and I help amazing, powerful, influential, spiritual, beautiful women get the man that they know they deserve. I call him a top 1% man, but it's the man that's incredible on all levels. The man that shows up, the man that is a king, the man that treats you better than any man that you've ever had before. And I show women not only how to find that man, but how to keep him. So since the debut of the Love Work Show 3 weeks ago, I've been jamming on this topic of how to get him to treat you like a queen. In the first 2 episodes, I shared some things you can do to get him to do that. In the last 2 episodes, I shared some things you're doing that are making him not want to treat you like a queen. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you, how do you know if you're ready? We all want a king of a man, right? Most women would say that. And for those of you who don't know what a king of a man is, it's a man who's ready. It's a man who has purpose. It's a man who is centered in himself. It's a man who can fully give himself to a relationship. And there's not this, I'm not available, there's not a push-pull. A king of a man is ready to give his whole heart in service to one woman. That is a king of a man. And everyone wants one, but how do you attract him? By the way, if you're watching live, say hi. Let me know who's watching. I'd love to know. So what I discovered in working with hundreds of women across the years and speaking with literally thousands of women, I've gotten on the phone with so many women. And what I've discovered is there are 3 areas of alignment, meaning if you're aligned, you meet your man. What does alignment mean? Alignment means being ready. Have you noticed that things do not come into your life until you're ready? So you could think all day long, I want a king, I want a king, I want my man, but why isn't he here? Hi, Rebecca. Nice to see you today. The answer is you aren't ready. So how do you know if you're ready or not? Well, here's the thing. Are you freaking out about the men that you're currently dating? Hi, Judith. Are you freaking out about the men that you're currently dating? If you're dating a guy right now, or think about the most recent guy, and he's not texting you, and you're freaking out, and you want to send him an angry text. Maybe you do send an angry text. If you're lashing out, if you're freaking out in your head, hey, Iltico, that's an indication that you're not ready for your man. So Marianne Williamson said, you shouldn't pray for your soulmate because you want him to come when you're ready. And if he came right now, you might push him away. Hi, Liz. So you got to get ready. Liz knows all about getting ready. She's been working on it, right? So there's 3 different areas to be aligned. Today I want to talk to you specifically about energy, okay? Energy, it's mindset, heart, energy. How I created this was just working with women and working in my own life. So the love alignment is my methodology for being able to tell how close or far a woman is away from her man. Energy, what you give off, what you emit, what men feel around you is a critical component. And you want your energy to be in the right place because how is a king going to know if you're a queen? Write that down. Ask yourself that. How would the kind of man that I want know if I'm for him or not? Have you stopped to consider that? See, most women think about what they want all day long and they stop to think if they're ready to receive what they want. And if you would do the work to be ready to receive him, yes, you are ready, love. You are ready. If you would do the work to be ready to receive him, that actually gets you there quicker. So most women are focusing out. What does he look like? What does he sound like? What does he need from you? There are king men out there. They are more rare. So how do they know who to choose? They know based on your energy. What are some of the components of energy? Well, the first one is something that cannot be faked. It is confidence. More than that, it's knowing your worth and your value independent of a man. Knowing your worth and your value independent of anything, really. So if you are freaking out because he didn't call you, you don't know your value enough. Because here's what a valuable woman thinks and feels. He is missing out. And I'm sharing this as someone who used to be the most not confident person on the planet, I promise you. I used to not be able to sleep at night if I didn't get a text back from a guy that I liked. And I worked on getting my energy into this place of being ready for my man. And I dated. And I had some not so great experiences and some great experiences. But I got to this point within myself where Elizabeth saying, knowing your worth and value independent of anything. Yes, I got to this place within myself where if a man ghosted me, a man that I really liked, the honest to goodness, without me having to fake it, thought was, wow, he is missing out on an incredible woman. Rebecca's saying I needed this, amazing. He is missing out on an incredible woman. And the reason is because I had spent a lot of time gathering my own case as to why I was valuable, independent of a man. And every single time in the past where a man had left me, hurt me, ghosted me, instead of going down the rabbit hole of this is because I'm not good enough. That energy is the little girl energy. If you watch, I think it was the last episode of the Love Work Show, I talked about the little girl and the queen. The little girl says, if he doesn't pick me, there's something wrong with me. And then she goes on this whole tangent of I'm not worthy. And then you spend a lot of energy in I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy. How much energy are you spending in I'm not worthy? What do you do when a guy you like doesn't act the way you want him to? That's energy. That's where energy is created. It's when he doesn't do what you want him to do. Who are you? Because the energy that you're interacting with the man in front of you, whether he's your man or not, is what you're emitting outward. And that's creating your future. So most women make this mistake of not understanding energy in dating. So it doesn't matter what's happening with the guy in front of you right now. It matters who you're being, because who you're being in this moment literally is creating your future. So you could have a guy ghost you right now, but you decide with everything in your being that you refuse to be unworthy, that you refuse to make this mean you're not worthy. And you could create such a powerful shift in your being where you finally feel confident, independent of him. And then you are being confident. And then you're a match for a king, because a king wants a confident woman. So when you're dating, if you want to have good energy, you have to develop this skill of being able to step back from what's happening in the present moment. So this guy, he's not calling me, he's not doing what I want, or there's no man. That freaks women out too, when they have no man, because then they're like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? I'm not getting dates. What's wrong? Some of my clients still do this, even though they've been with me for a long time. I have to remind them, stop looking at things as if there's something wrong and flip the switch, because your energy in this moment determines what you attract in the future. So what you've attracted in right now, if it's a guy who's not calling you back, that is a product of your energy in the past. I'm not worthy, no men want me, blah, blah. We know your stories, right? You know your stories. That created this experience. Do you want this experience to change though? So how do you know you're ready for your king? Is you're a woman who's willing to live in such a way where you're a creator of your experience, not the reactor. So if you want to have crappy energy, which doesn't emit a king, do your love life this way. I'm dating. I'm waiting for a man to validate me. I'm waiting for someone to be chosen. Oh, it never happens. Oh, crap. I don't feel good enough. And then I'm going to attach to this guy as if he's the source of everything. And then I'm going to act like a weirdo. I'm going to be super needy. And then that doesn't work out. And then it proves my story of why I'm not good enough. And I say that with compassion because I used to be there, right? That is an energy that doesn't attract a king. The energy that attracts a king is, I'm the creator of my love life. I know I'm going to manifest my man. I choose to know and believe that every single experience is moving me forward. So who do I have to be in the face of this experience to be the kind of person that attracts what I want? A queen is thinking about her being. She's not thinking about the stuff outside. Think about a queen. She's literally leaned back on her throne above it all. She's above it all. She's ruling. She's connected to her inner knowing. That's the energy of the queen. I'm looking at my dating life, but I'm not getting hooked by my dating life because I know where I'm going. So this guy who doesn't text me back, forgive him, love him, focus on my desire. This guy who abandons me, I've had that one too, by the way. Thank you for showing me that I still had an abandonment wound to heal. So let me focus on healing my abandonment wound, because if I don't have abandonment wound within me, I don't attract that without me. Does that make sense? So who you are being is what attracts in your king. So ask yourself, what needs to shift in my being right now to attract in my king? You know what it is. Is it your energy? So energy is comprised of your confidence level. Do you know your worth? Energy is comprised of your femininity, or are you pursuing? And forget feminine, masculine. If that trips you up, how much are you trying to control your love life versus how much are you in the flow and trusting? Okay, if masculine, feminine confuses you, ask yourself this: how much am I trying to control versus how much do I actually trust? Because women who are feminine at their core only go into over masculine mode when they don't trust and they feel like if they don't control things, it's not going to happen their way. So that's in your energy though. Like, I have to make it happen. I'm 38. I want to meet my man, kids. That's in your energy. And that's not the energy of a queen. A queen, remember, she's above it all. She knows her vision. She knows where she's going. So energy is comprised of masculine or feminine. Another way to say that is hyper control, or the flow that comes from truly trusting where you're going. Energy is comprised of, are you authentic? Are you vulnerable? Are you sharing your real self with someone, or are you trying to put on a show? The more authentic, and what authentic means is, I trust that who I am is valuable enough, and I honor myself enough that I want to share the real me, because why would I not want to be with someone who loves the real me? So you are authentic and vulnerable when you have the first piece, which is confidence and worth. Dominique saying, hi, lovely Nicole. Thank you for all you do for us. Namaste. You're welcome. So if you have a problem being vulnerable, you don't trust that the real you is valuable. And a flip for me happened when I got this. This moves you into a queen. What I got was, I would rather lose him than lose me. And something shifted in my being entirely when I realized that I did not want a man who didn't love and value the full me. So I had to be willing to risk sharing my real thoughts, sharing my real feelings, sharing me. All of it, you know, the super spiritual woo-woo side and the businesswoman side that's like, yes, I'm powerful. I have a great business. I'm going after it, and not be afraid that a man would be scared of that. I had to share my spiritual side and not be afraid that a man would be scared of that. I had to share my power. I had to share my vulnerability. But I got to this place where I so valued what I was bringing that it was more important for me to show that than to try and make a man stay. I would rather lose him than lose me. That leaves you back in the position of queen. So those are just some components of energy. Hey, Ashley, you can tell if your energy is aligned or not. You can feel it. So I want you to ask yourself this morning, am I aligned energetically for my king? Now, as I said, there's 3 different areas of love alignment that you want to look at. It is, hey, Ashley, I love the live show. Awesome. That makes me happy. It is mindset, heart, and energy. I started with energy. On future Love Works live shows, I'll talk about the different pieces. So your energy is what you emit to men. It's actually who you're being in this present moment in relationship to what's happening in your love life, good or bad. Is that really the energy that would attract in a king of a man? And if not, what do you need to shift to make that happen? So I'm going to open up and see if anybody has any questions for me. I can take a couple of questions right now if you have questions. JJ saying, thanks for sharing this. You're welcome. So I want to let you know, while I watch if there's any questions, I want to let you know about a couple of cool things that are happening in the Love Works world. The first one is I'm going to be releasing a webinar on next week. You'll see details about that if you're on my newsletter list. This one I'm going to be sharing about the energy piece, how to be really attractive energetically to men so they actually ask you out. I created some of this content based on one of my clients and coaches, Jess, who literally had she got booked 3 weeks out in advance with dates. It was crazy. And I decided, let me help all women get more dates, get better men, because when you feel like you're in abundance with men, you lean back. So we're going to be putting that webinar out next week. So make sure on my loveworksmethod.com list. Also, Man Attraction Bootcamp is launching. I haven't shared any details of this on my email list yet, but this is an 8-week program where I teach you how to be very energetically attractive to men, okay? You get to have some time with me live. There are 8 training modules. Women freak out about the program because it gives them power. It gives them power with men. So if you're interested in that, we'll put a link to the program page below. The early bird price is expiring the first week of October, but that is the lowest investment program that I offer, but it is, I think in a way, the program that's filled with the most light. It surprised me, the response, honestly, that women had in the program to this. Okay, question. Can you shift your energy while you're in a relationship and make the relationship better? Absolutely, Rebecca, absolutely. So here's the thing. I've had clients literally who their man broke up with them. And I helped one of my clients, Belle, get her man back, and he proposed to her and treats her like a king. So you can absolutely shift your energy in relationship. What I recommend you do is this. So I only work with women in relationships. Like for example, my private clients, or I have a program called Next Level Love that's about relationships. But we don't work with the man. We only work with the woman. And it's incredible how much can shift just from working on you. So what I recommend you do is whatever change you want from him, stop trying to get it from him for a set container of time, say 30 days. And you're going to stop trying to make him change. You're going to stop talking to him about that change. You're only going to play with your energy and see what you can do to shift. So I would like to know like a little bit more details about what's the specific shift you want to make in the relationship if you feel comfortable to share. But you want to ask yourself, Marianne Williamson says, whatever's not present in any situation is what you're not bringing. So what do you want from him? And then are you embodying that energy and calling it forward and being it? Because men respond to you. They absolutely, positively, 100% respond to you. So it's actually a shift in your way of being. It might be a shift in communication. It might be a shift in giving him more affection and what he needs. It might be a shift in you setting a boundary. It depends on the actual specific of the situation. But what I would instruct you to do is set a 30-day container where you just play with how powerful am I as a woman to shift what's happening with my man simply by working daily on my own energy. You will be surprised how much power you have. Jay Day saying, I have a quick question. How can I feel like I'm in abundance and share things like I'm living at home with my parents when I meet a guy? JJ, do you know how many women in the last round of Men Attraction Bootcamp were living with their parents? Like there was like at least 5, and they all supported each other and they all built each other up. So here's the thing with abundance. It's kind of like the worth conversation. If you need a certain number in your bank account to feel abundant, you're missing the point. Abundance is an internal feeling that you can create the wealth that you need. It has to do with your mindset. So there was a time in my life where I had negative in my bank account, literally negative. But I was walking around thinking about how abundant and rich I was. I literally got myself to feel rich. Like I had a friend treat me to lunch and I was like, oh my God, I'm so supported by the universe. I built this story that even when I had negative in my bank account, I was so spiritually rich. I was so supported by the universe. I actually felt so much gratitude. And shortly thereafter, I had an explosion in my income. So abundance is actually independent of how much money you have in the bank account too. Have you ever seen people who are really wealthy, but they're terrified of losing their money? They're not abundant. So you got to build a different story. It could be, I'm a genius for staying at home with my parents because it's giving me the ability to do X, Y, Z. So it's really what you decide, JJ, about living there. Not necessarily where you're at. Rebecca's saying, he asked me to move in with him, but wants to wait, but I'm not sure for what. He says soon, but I don't know what soon is. Yeah. So this is a situation that can make a girl crazy, right? He asked me to move in, but now he's saying waiting. Why? So here's what you got to get, Rebecca. He has his own thought system, And a man, think about how hard it is to not be in a space of fear in your love life. This is for everyone. Think about how hard that is. It's incredibly difficult, right? And so we're in our own heads in our love lives. We don't think about the fact that the man in front of us has an ego, has fears, has past experiences. We just think about what we want from him. If he's saying not soon, then what he's saying is there's something I need to feel that would make me feel safe enough to move forward. So you've got to show him. A lot of times, I don't know if you have drama in your relationship or anything like that, but a lot of times women do all these things that actually make a man feel unsafe. So if I were you and that was the situation I was in, I would focus only on what can I give to him? What does he need? And really sit down and think about what makes him feel safe. And can I be that for him? Because he's telling you, I don't feel safe enough to make this choice yet. It's great that he wants to, but there's something in his heart that needs to move. So if you're anxious about it, then that's not going to show him that you're safe. You got to show him that you're a queen. So a queen would go, okay, let me play with this. This is an opportunity for me to step into a different version of myself that is so the woman that would be chosen. No drama, his family likes me, everything is great. Then it's something within him. So you could ask him, you could say, I'm not putting any pressure on you at all. I'm excited that you want to move in with me in the future. I'm really happy that, you want to make that choice, and it's okay if you don't want to do it now. But I'm wondering, is there anything else that you would need to feel from me in order to feel safe enough to make this decision? And just ask him, and he'll tell you what's going on. If you're not showing up in a way that's having him not want to, then it's usually something within him. And it might have to do with his past. It might have to do with his family. He's got some idea that he's going to lose something probably by moving in, or he's not going to be safe. And so that would be a time where you go in like a queen and you have really feminine communication where you're not trying to get anything from him. You're just trying to understand him, if that makes sense. Charlene Summer Moore, like my last name. My guards are always up. It makes me probably seem unapproachable and stuck up. What do I need to do to relax and let my light shine? Yeah. So I'm going to give you just a little tip about just start doing this. I don't know if you can see me. Start doing this with your hands down, by your side every day, and tell yourself, in my defenselessness, my safety lies. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. That's a mantra from A Course in Miracles. So we think we have to protect ourselves with men because we've been hurt in the past. That's why your guard is up, right? And I honor that hurt because I know you've been hurt or else you wouldn't have a guard up. But we create what we defend against. That's from A Course in Miracles too. We create what we defend against. So the more you go, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, the more you attract men who have their hands over their hearts. Those are the men who hurt you. Please do not attract those men in. Those are the men who hurt you and they're not trying to. They just have to guard their pain in their heart and they don't know any way to do it but leave or cheat or abandon you. So I just wanted to practice this pose. Your palms are facing out. It's like the Jesus pose. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. And see if you can just feel any little opening in your heart. That's going to give you a start. I want you also to check out Man Attraction Bootcamp, okay? Because that program is all about boosting your light and making your light seen. But I think this exercise is going to be really helpful for you. I hope it helps. All right, ladies, thank you so much for being with me here live for the Love Works show. Next week, I'm going to be talking about one of the other two areas for alignment, which is mindset or heart. So you can understand if you are truly ready for your king or not. So if you're interested in Man Attraction Bootcamp, we're going to put a link below so you can get some information about that program. Like I said, we also have a webinar next week, so make sure you're on my newsletter list to get info on the webinar. Sending you all lots of love. Have a love-filled week. Dominique saying your relationship, Nicole, is such an inspiration to us. Ah, the three of you are so beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, we feel really lucky a lot of the time. You're welcome, Liz. Especially little Luke. He's the most amazing little being on the planet. All right, guys, sending you lots of love. Bye. Aw, you guys are so awesome. Thanks, Iltico. Thanks, Charlene. Bye, guys.